Hello, everybody. Vitali here again with Bob Buckley, and today we're going to go deep, deep, very deep. Well, as deep as we don't know where we're going to go, right? That's the truth. But I want to do something a little bit different. There's this beautiful book called Untethered Soul that's been recommended to me a while back, and I've been glued to it for like about a year. I read it many times, and I want to read something from that. It's by Michael Singer. Michael was actually a businessman, and then he sold his company, a big IT company, and went into spiritual retreat, and then the rest is history. But I want to read something to you. Okay, here we go. To attain inner freedom, you must be able to objectively watch your problems instead of being lost in them. No solution can possibly exist while you are lost in the energy of the problem. I mean, everybody knows that you can't deal well with a situation if you're, anxious, angry, fearful. So the first problem you have to deal with is your own reaction to the problem. Bob, what do you think?
Mm, mm. I mean, what I heard when you said that was that it's a useful skill to cultivate, becoming more objective about the thoughts that go through your mind. And I think the first rung on the leadership ladder is to develop that awareness of how you react to situations, how you react to things that happen in and around you. So to be able to observe your reactions to situations, to be able to observe what goes on in you when bad news arrives, to be able to observe what it is that makes you judge it as a problem or judge it as bad news, and then to transcend that's really, I think, what he's talking about. I mean, how do you see it?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I recently, by the way, only 4 months ago, was in a management position, so I'm really fresh and totally. What happened to me is I got too much into the pressure of the doing, and so there was a lot of fear and anxiety. And the problem was I didn't even know I am in that state. Like, it's not like I chose to be, but only like when I got out, like it's been a few months, then I go, oh my God, I was totally like anxious and restless, and a lot of my decisions were done out of fear that I'm not gonna get it done and fast enough, good enough, particularly not good enough. That's my motto. So sure, I think it really affected my decisions and how, and not only that, how I'm being in a place with other people. But it's easy kind of to say when you're calm and you're sitting there and kind of, but it's really hard when you're in action to do that.
It is really hard to do that when you're in action, and I can relate to being lost in the story of, if I don't do this, then this will happen.
Right.
I often call that equational thinking. Like, what is the equational thought that you're having? Well, if this, then that. And it's been my experience that when I act from that place, when I act from if I don't do this, then this will happen, that story that I then tell myself becomes so strong and so overpowering that it becomes real. And then what happens is, when you have people who around you who challenge you on that, or push back on that, or invite you to see that it isn't real, that just makes you more angry or more pissed off or more
Right.
fearful, because you say, yeah, but you don't understand.
Yeah, that's what my wife told me. She goes, "Get out of here." I mean, like, if you were me, you would know what I'm feeling. You don't tell me how I'm feeling. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
telling you how I'm feeling. I'm just like, can you just chill a little?
that's it. So although it's very simple to write the words, it helps to be objective of your thoughts, and it helps to be able to observe your reactions to situations and the way that you show up when crises occur or situations arise. That is true, right? But again, this is the whole thing that we talked about in the last session between information and transformation. It's really easy to go, for me and you to go, oh yeah, no, that's definitely what should happen. Yeah, just do that.
Relax.
It'll be fine. Just do that. Just transcend your thoughts and become enlightened, and you'll be fine. deal with it.
That's right.
You know, but the actual reality is a whole lot different. And I think there's a
Yeah.
whole practice behind that, whether it's transcendental meditation like Ray Dalio supports, you know, he's a massive supporter of transcendental meditation for making better decisions, and, you know, becoming a better leader, whether it's Zazen, whether it's mindfulness, just the practice of sitting quietly and letting your conscious awareness detach from the thoughts. Because ultimately, as I think you've experienced, and I certainly have experienced it, is when you get in that mindset that this is the story and it's really bad, and if we don't do these things,
Yeah.
this is going to happen, you end up making decisions based on lies.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
that is I think that's like the most unfortunate outcome of working at the top of a company or being in a management position, not having anybody around you to challenge you gently and softly, to see that it's a lie and to see that the problem that you say is a problem from some aspects isn't a problem at all. And you could happily see it as not a problem if you would only let go of the story that you told yourself. I think that's a practice. And I think the ultimate outcome is that you make bad decisions. You make decisions based on lies that are not true. You damage your relationships because you believe people are against you because they don't buy into the same story that you have told yourself and bought yourself into. So I've been there. I know what that's like, and I had to have my partner, God bless her, you know, when I get into that situation, which I still do, everybody is susceptible. No matter how high up an organization you go, you have biases and you have stories that you tell yourself that are absolutely untrue. What she does now is she just doesn't buy into it. And I think if more senior leaders or senior managers made the agreement together as a team, can we make an agreement? Can we give each other permission to call each other out when we hear fear-based stories that are happening? Is it okay if we all agree to do that in a kind and compassionate and professional and fair way? And I think if that happened, I think there'd be a revolution, because I think that's what's going on right now. The fear at the top of an organization is so high. And we already know from science and research that the higher up an organization you go, the less objective your decision-making becomes. That is a proven piece of research that I think came out quite a few years ago. So it's a difficult journey. But if you're serious about the journey of leadership, specifically about the journey of enlightened leadership, then I think cultivating objectivity from your thoughts and from these stories that you tell yourself is imperative.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. I wish I had this kind of perspective, you know, particularly when I was a young executive. Um, and there's
Me
so
too.
many. I speak to millions of young people who don't even have an idea. They think they're supposed to react that way. That's what it's all about.
Mm.
And their struggle. And I wish we had that kind of, you know, at school where we taught how to not react to our own minds. You know,
Mm.
this is so crucial. Maybe we'll do another deep dive into this, and yeah, I really want to pursue this one because I think that's probably like the core. Where is your consciousness pointing towards, you know, externally or internally, and can you quieten down enough so that you don't get into the if-then story scenario? That's so deep. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
I think
Mm-hmm.
the center of it, just to round that off, you know, the center of it is don't believe your thoughts,
Don't believe your thoughts. That's beautifully.
because they're incredibly good at masquerading as reality. Thoughts are exceptionally skilled at masquerading as reality. And so that's the power of having a coach or a mentor or someone to just ask you, you know, the one question, which is that true?
That is that is perfect question. That is a perfect question. That's the question I was trained as well. You know, is it really true? Come on, really? And then, you know, even if you ask yourself if you can, but it's easier when someone else asks you because you're already so bought into your own propaganda.
Yeah, and I wonder if, again, to go back to the point, I wonder what would happen if leaders of organizations, senior managers, actually sat around and gave each other permission to ask that question without any malice, without any offense, without any ego. Is that true? Because it sounds to me like that's a story, and then creating a dialogue around that. That's a powerful piece of work for any leadership team.
I look forward to yeah, that would be my kind of organization, Bob. Thank you so much. We're going to explore this a little bit more as well. I love this topic. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Vitaly.